This is the Solid Signal podcast for the week of August 17th, 2020. And this week, I'm going to go back to the playbook of trying to help out our parent company, solidsignal.com, and give you a little bit of a sales pitch. I apologize. I know it's probably not the most entertaining thing in the world. And if you've still continued listening and haven't clicked off at this point, well, I thank you. And I'll try to keep it quick, although I think what I've got to say is fairly relevant. This week, we're talking about daily deals at Solid Signal. Solid Signal has been doing daily deals for about 8 years, and you might be asking yourself, why does a company that does high-end broadcast equipment, satellite TV stuff, cellular signal boosters, that sort of thing, bother with daily deals of things like gopher repellents or things like that? Well, let me tell you the real philosophy, and this is something that goes back, for me, about 20 years. I think back to the 2000 Super Bowl, which was exactly 20 years ago, and what a different world the place was back then. But it was the first Super Bowl where you saw a lot of technology companies advertising. It was the first time you saw Cisco, for example, advertising, and it was because advertising agencies came up with an almost super obvious conclusion, but something that nobody had really thought about in the past, and that's that people who buy expensive networking equipment, well, they also drink beer and they also watch football. They aren't two mutually exclusive things. And it's the same thing with our daily deals over at solidsignal.com. We know that you go ahead and buy some really expensive stuff at Solid Signal, but at the same time, you might have a need for a coffee maker or a flashlight or, for example, a car charger, something like that, a gopher repellent, trail camera. The kind of things that make your leisure time more interesting and more enjoyable, not just your professional time. And it's our way of saying that we know that you're a real, whole, full person with a full life, and that your job doesn't necessarily define you. That's why we have daily deals at solidsignal.com. We want you to visit every single day and find out what's new. And does that mean that we send you a couple of emails a day? Yes, it does. And you're free to unsubscribe. That's absolutely your right. But I hope you don't, because with just a couple of email notices a day, we're telling you about all the great stuff that you're going to find at Solid Signal every single day. It's right there in your inbox. Easy to skip past if you're not interested for that particular day, but just as much fun to take a look at. And folks, we don't try to spam. We don't try to send you anything that you don't want. And if we do, like I said, you're free to unsubscribe, but I hope you don't. SolidSignal.com is a company that prides itself on being the most ethical and holding itself up to the finest standards, because we know that if you're in one of those professions where integrity matters, and I'm not quite sure what profession there is that it doesn't, that you want a partner that integrity matters to. We do business with some of the largest companies in the world, and also with several national governments, including the government of the United States. We have a lot of partners out there, and the truth is they need to know they're working with somebody who's on the up and up, and we are. When we put a daily deal out there for you, it's something we think that you'll like. When we put equipment on our website, we think it's something that we think you'll need. And if it turns out that we're not right, well, let us know, because that's what this is about too. This is a two-way street, my friends. SolidSignal.com is your site. It's here for you. And if it looks like we're not hitting you with exactly the right stuff, let us know. And we'll change. We'll get better. That's really all I had to say. This is going to be an extremely short podcast because I didn't want to bother you too much with this kind of thing, but I did want to maybe encourage you to sign up for daily deals at SolidSignal.com. You can find the sign up at the top right, at the bottom, several different places on the site. Anytime you're looking to browse for something new, you can sign up for a daily deal in almost any page. That's it for the podcast for this week. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe no matter what platform you're on. Tell all your friends about the Solid Signal podcast and the Solid Signal blog. And I look forward to seeing you again next week.